And look and invest in looking and attending to those free events. And if it's something you just don't want to go to, I mean, you can be at home and just log onto your computer and join those events as well, just to gain some better knowledge. That way you're not always trusting someone else. Something you could be doing today, you now 10 years later feel like, oh, I wish I would have done that. So we're telling you now to just go ahead and just take the initiative to educate yourself when it comes to financial literacy.
Definitely, definitely. And please start in when you get your first credit card.
Hmm.
Whether it's 18 when I was in college and I went to my mailbox, there was a credit card in it. Called the number, it was activated. And that's how I started the messing up of my credit as early. I didn't understand it. So if you're a teenager and you're getting your first credit cards, please understand that money has to be paid back in a timely manner and start building your credit through there. You can literally start building your credit at 18, whether it's for the good or for it to be a really bad credit score. But you can really start that early.
I was just going to jump off what you just mentioned earlier, how you just messed up your credit with all the credit cards that you were having. I think everyone experienced that. From those who never had the knowledge or education about financial literacy. So for me, when I was paying my way through undergrad, of course, I have financial aid. I was taking all of, you get credit cards. I think it's what Discover credit card, all these credit cards that come your way. I was actually using that to pay my way through school, not realizing how much it's going to affect me in the long run. So, like looking at the APR, like all of that stuff, or the interest rate, I did not know anything about that. I learned when I had to start paying stuff back. Like, why is this costing me so much more than what I actually spent? So that's when I really started to learn, and that happened in my early 20s. But when I wanted to get my car, that I knew I needed a cosigner, and that's when I also found out about credit. So it was like, okay, so my grandfather helped me get my first car because they had all the credit cards to pay through college. And then once I learned, I was like, I don't want no credit cards. I don't want no loans. I want to be able to pay for it out of my pocket. And I've been like that forever. But I also know the importance of having line of credit too.
I'm going to give y'all this is easy and this happens all the time. When you get the APR or the percentage rate on your credit card or
Mm-hmm.
your car or your house, let's say $100 pair of shoes, you buy $100 pair of shoes and you don't pay it off in the first 30 days, if your interest rate is, and a lot of them you're going to start out 19.9, which is ridiculous, by the way, it's extremely high, to go up as high as 35%. So if
Yeah.
let's say it's a 30% credit card, now you're paying back $130. Now let's say you pay $20 back. Now it's 30% on that $80. So please, if you have a credit card, pay off if you can. Like there's things that come up, something a motor goes out, tires on your car, like big purchases, completely understandable. But if you're paying
Mm-hmm.
for food, gas, utilities, things of that nature, pay them off as quickly as possible. And that's
Yeah.
also how your credit score goes up because that $500 card will become a $1,000 card, which will become a $3,000 card. I actually had that happen. I had a card start at 250. Right now it's at 6,000.
Yeah.
But it's just paying it off. So just understand. I did not know what that meant. I got my first credit card. It was like 21.99. I had no idea what that meant. Start spending, spending, spending. I'm like, why do I owe 25% more than what I just spent on this card? I didn't understand.
I know, and they don't teach you. And you
Nope.
just, when you're thrown out in life, then you start learning and understanding and researching. And thank God we have internet today because that's where a lot of people get their information and understand things a little bit more faster. But yeah, that's absolutely absolutely right. You start swiping that credit card and you get that bill and you're like, hold on, wait, I didn't budget for this. And that's when you start learning.
It is not free money. Trust us.
It's not.
I
It's not.
learned the hard way. So trust me, it's not free money.
It's
And
not.
when they want a co-signer for your apartment, they want a co-signer for your car, your credit is not good.
That's crazy. When I was that young, I didn't even need a co-signer for my apartment. But for some reason, when I went to go get a car, I needed one. Maybe because it was my first car and I really didn't have credit. I mean, really just had maybe one, two credit cards. So
Hmm.
maybe that's why too. And I think I had a phone. So I think I was at the time building my credit. So having no credit is just as bad as having bad credit. So
It really is. It really, really is. So that's all the time we have for today. Toya, let us know some things that you have coming up.
Yes, so we are finally going to have the resume course out there going live at the end. I'm sorry, at the beginning of July. I do not have that launch date, but it is going to be somewhere in the beginning of July. So you're going to start seeing a lot of advertisements coming out in May and June for those who are interested in becoming resume writers. And I will possibly put out there like a waiting list for those who's ready to enroll into that course. It is a self-paced course. And once you complete the exam, then you will become a professional resume writer, and you can also contract through Global Placement Services to actually do resumes as a side job.
All right, where can we find you at?
On all social media platforms, global_placement_service. You can also email me at info@globalplacementservice, no S on the end.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And as always, see you next time.
All right. See you next time. Bye.
All right.